Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is brought to you by BSO and ABF Creative, and is scheduled for one fall. And on the mic, we have the one and only Robert Littal.
I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of people trying to drain me of my energy. They trying to take the wave from your boy. Messing with your boy, better pray for your boy. It's Robert Littal. Keep that same energy podcast. Let's get to the opening bell. Before I get into the political talk, because I did promise you an election podcast. It's a big fight weekend. A lot of big fights this weekend on Halloween. I'm going to talk about Halloween the movies too. And just maybe that genre in general. Sometimes I just come up with stuff. Like I had some topics that I wanted to talk about. But I think I'm just going to do a whole segment on the Halloween movies and the scary movie genre from the early 80s, early 90s. Because that was the best genre for those movies. But big fight weekend. The Monster, anyway, is fighting. Be sure to check that out. I believe that's going to be on ESPN or ESPN Plus. The former undisputed cruiserweight champion Usyk, for the second fight at heavyweight against Derek Chisora. You might want to check that out as well. I think that'll be in the afternoon on DAZN. But the headliner is the pay-per-view fight between Gervonta Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. I had the pleasure of speaking to Tank just a couple of days before the fight, see where its head's at, how's it going with the weight, how's training camp been with Mayweather. So pretty enlightening stuff. He was Tank's a little reserved, very soft-spoken, quiet-spoken, but once we kind of got into the conversation, I thought he really opened up about a lot of things. So check it out. So the first question that I had for you, Tank, is how does it feel to be kind of the first boxer to be coming back, to really have a good amount of fans coming to their event? We've seen a couple of bouts with a few fans here and there, but you're really going to be the first one that has a real live audience for probably like the last 8 or 9 months. How does it feel to kind of be doing that and being the first one out to have fans at your event?
I think it's definitely gonna be. I'm definitely appreciative. To be in the position I am to be able to fight with fans and things like that. So I'm just ready. I want to put on a great performance because I know I'm the first person that come out with fans. So I want to start it off right and give the people what they want to see, and that's an action-packed fight.
You mentioned when they did the media call that you were excited about this fight because Leo Santa Cruz was one of the few boxers that actually called you out and actively tried to make a fight with you. What are your thoughts on Leo Santa Cruz as a fighter, some of the challenges that he presents in the ring, and how does it feel for someone to say, hey, to actually call you out and then go ahead and make the fight actually happen?
Just him calling me out was like, I won't say regular because we in boxing and that's what boxers do. But as far as his fighting style, he definitely bring, we all know Leo is whoever we fighting in an action-packed fight. So I think this definitely one for the fans, and the fans win this for between me and Leo because the performance, the style that I bring and the style that Leo bring, we know it's going to be a crazy fight, so I think that, he's definitely a tough opponent. We can't take him lightly. That's why we moved our camp to Vegas and also started, 14 weeks out and things like that. So we'll definitely be ready for him, and hopefully he'll be ready.
Speaking of his style, do you feel like as someone normally when you're in the ring with someone, you're stalking them, you're trying to get them to engage, and at times, that can make if someone's not, running from you or not engaging with you, it could make the fights not necessarily boring, but, you have to work harder to, like you said, put on that spectacular performance. Do you think the fact that, just by his fighting style, he's going to be right there for you, do you think that actually helps you get you more involved into it and know it's going to be really an exciting fight because of his fighting style?
Yeah, just knowing that he gonna come to fight and come forward and things like that. I think it's gonna be an amazing show. I think it's gonna be one of them. You know, when I fought Pedraza and things like that, it was like a star was born. I think this, just like this gonna be like a part two. So his style is definitely gonna be, one of them styles that bring the best out of Gervonta Davis. I definitely believe that.
Now, you said you did just talk about moving your camp and everything, to Vegas. With the coronavirus, there's not a lot to do. It's very safe. You need to stay indoors and things of that nature. Has that been kind of a benefit for you? Because really the only thing that you can do on the safe side is to train and work out and kind of stay at home. And there's not a lot of distractions and everything. You think that's kind of been beneficial for you, these, like you said, those 14 weeks?
I want to say it really doesn't matter to me. If if there's a lot of people here or not, I'm always focused on my task that what I have in front of me. I know I'm not coming in to a fight knowing that I'm fighting a bum. I know that this guy is definitely a tough opponent. He definitely had one more titles than me. He only had one loss. Once before he was on the pound for pound list, top 10. So I know I'm not going in there with no fighting a slouch. So I know for sure I'd be focused if it was a crowd outside or if it wasn't. So my main focus is fighting Leo and putting on a great performance.
Boxing. Yeah, boxing. Is like this. It's part performance, part entertainment. You obviously have a lot of fans. You have a lot of crossover fans, which is something that boxing needs. People that are not necessarily hardcore boxing fans, but entertainers and rappers and athletes. They're kind of all on your side. How is that? And you, like you said, boxing is a sport, like you say, that you have to have your focus on 24/7. But you also have this fame as well to you outside of boxing. How do you balance, being looked at as someone that, hey, this guy could be the next, not just boxing star, but crossover star in the world of sports?
I'm thankful for it all. I'm just, I want to say just soaking it all in, and I want to go out there each and every day to be able to put on that performance to bring people that's not even in the sport or like boxing, to pay attention to me. I want to be a overall star than just be a boxing star. I want to be able to, go to different countries and people will notice me and things like that. Something like a Michael Jackson type of star, just not from boxing. I just want to be an overall star. That's why I want to put on a great performance. Like, want to say beat the hell out of my opponents. So that I can get people that not even watching to be able to, to pay attention. That's my goal.
And I just wanted to ask you this: is when people have that such they want you to succeed. They want you to have the high expectations for you. They want you to win. So when they come to you and they say, "Hey, Tank, we want the best for you," and then there's things that happen outside of the ring that doesn't necessarily, at times put you in the best light. How do you take that constructive, criticism? Do you take it like, hey, these people are wanting me to be my best, don't want me to get in trouble, don't want me to have a bad reputation and things of that nature? How do you take that? Because, like I said, a lot of people want to see you win, but don't want to see you in those bad situations that have derailed other boxers' careers.
I mean, I'm human at the end of the day. I make mistakes, and for the most part, we fix them, and we don't make that mistake over and over again. So far as the Cruz, I feel as though they gonna be there. That's what come with it. So it's my job to not to make the mistakes that I made in the past, make them again in the future. So that's what's my main goal. My main goal is to stay focused on boxing, training and things like that, and stay out of trouble, and work my way up to be a pay-per-view star.
And the last question I got for you, and kind of on those same lines, you talk about being a pay per view star. Obviously, you working with Floyd Mayweather a lot more in this particular camp because maybe he's retired and he has more time, and you're in Vegas now. How has that been? And do you feel? And actually, let me ask you this: do you feel like you've learned more, or there's been a different type of camp with him in it? And also, will he be in the corner for you when you go up against Leo Santa Cruz?
As far as Floyd working with me, Floyd always, I want to say he's been always hands on with me since I signed with him. So I don't want to say just because I'm fighting on pay-per-view that he around and things like that. Floyd always been in my corner for boxing, working with me hands on, and telling me what to do and what he think I should do, and giving me pointers. Now that I'm fighting on pay-per-view, giving me pointers, on suggestions in the ring and outside the ring and things like that. And we just gotta wait and see, about say if Floyd will be in my corner, because that's actually up to him. I'm open arms. My coach is open arms. If he want to come, in the corner. I think me, Floyd and my coach talked about it, but I'm not really for sure. But even if he is, even if he decided that night they want to get in the corner, he definitely can. Things like that, I'm definitely be grateful to have him in the corner and things like that. You can see at my last fight against Gamboa, he was down there in the ring, so um, it's all open arms on this side.
I appreciate Tate coming on, being open and honest about things. It's important to me as someone that's covered boxing for damn near 15 years now, especially with the young black boxers. Like, just to let them know, you don't have to have that negative stigma around you to be successful, to be popular, to make a lot of money. I know a lot of people see what happened with Floyd Mayweather, see what happened with Adrian Broner, see in the past where it appeared that, to be a popular black boxer, you had to act a fool. You had criminal type of stuff going on. You had to act crazy, out of control, and then that helped with your popularity. But to me, you don't want to go down that path. It's not a good path for you. Be a good person. Do the right things. Be on the up and up. Be a good fighter, and the people will come. They will come. I think Tank has all the qualities of being a superstar in boxing. He just has to clean up some of the out of the ring stuff. Just focus on the fighting, focus on being himself, focus on the positive stuff that he's doing. And he's doing a lot of positive stuff too as well. And he'll be all right. Don't get caught up in, that keeping up with the Joneses. I have to be the next Mayweather. I have to act a fool like Adrian Broner. Don't get caught up in that. Handle your business, knock people out, be a good person, and everything will work out the way you want it to work out, and you'll be a better person mentally. Your mental health will be better that way. So, as far as prediction, what's your prediction? Pain. Man, Rocky 3, best Rocky by far. Mr. T should have got an Oscar, and he should have got a rematch. He should have been in Rocky 4. Maybe they get him in Creed. What's my prediction? Pain. Hey, woman. Want to gonna be the real man. Couldn't probably get away with some of that stuff in 2020. Probably couldn't do it. But as far as a prediction, I mean, it's one, like I always tell people with predictions, we're just guessing. We're not experts. I think if you're smart enough and you watch and you know what you're talking about, you can always see both ways. I didn't think Teofimo Lopez and beating Lomachenko was that big of an upset, because if you watch boxing, you could have seen the exact way it went. You could see it. That it was a possibility. So, with this fight, it seems like it's a two-way type of fight, that it can go two ways. Maybe three or four, maybe. Maybe Tank is just too big, too powerful for him, and he knocks him out because he has the power advantage. You can also see a situation where Tank is too inactive. Leo can take his power, and then he just outworks him for a decision. You can also see a situation where Leo has the capabilities to box, and just not go in head down, and he could actually maybe outbox Tank with activity and stay away from those big shots. And there's a situation where Tank, who I believe has boxing skills as well, can keep his hands busy, put the pressure on Leo, make him uncomfortable, and win a decision himself. That's just knowing the two fighters. I think it can go. You have to wait until they fight to see. I think for me, I would go with Leo if he could take his power. I'm not sure if he can. Leo Santa Cruz, he's been buzzed a few times, but he's never been knocked out. In his career, so he has a good chin. Just you have to have a good chin the way that he fights. If he could take his power, I think I like Leo. But Tank is a special type of fighter when it comes to that type of power. So that's what we have to see. Well, like I said, three good cards, along with your college football and everything else that'll be going on this weekend. So be sure to check it out.